What's good, Scrapyard? Hope you guys are doing good today. For today's video, I wanted to switch it up a little bit and do something I haven't done in a little while. That is giving you guys some tips regarding Loba. I'm gonna try to make this video as quick as possible, so fasten your seatbelts and let's learn something new. Bam ba bam 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 ba bam 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 ba 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 bam bam ba bam bam. Before you watch this, be sure to watch my other Loba tip videos that I have made previously that are fully comprehensive regarding her tactical, passive, and ultimate. This video right now is going to be specific to her tactical only, and I feel like it's the best tip that I can give you guys for all my current and future Loba mains. What separates a good Loba from a bad Loba is going to be how that player utilizes her bracelet. Because at the end of the day, Loba's bracelet is what makes her unique and powerful. And there's not too many people out there that I see that use her bracelet as effectively as I can. Hence my reason for this video. I want you Loba mains to learn something. I want you Loba mains to play like how I play Loba. There are just so many things that you could do with her bracelet that a lot of people don't notice. The first tip that I can give you guys is to take high ground any moment that you can. As a Loba main, you should be the one that's pushing up first on your team. And this is usually in the form of high ground, just like I've mentioned. Any moment that you run into an enemy team, you must take high ground with her bracelet. Pretty much beat the enemy team to the high ground because it'll give you the best chances in winning that fight. But you have to be a little patient and give your teammates a little time to catch up to you. You obviously don't want to push the team alone. But doing this, you must be careful. Pay attention to the legends that the enemy team is using. You can take that high ground and be completely safe if the enemy team doesn't have any mobile characters. But what if they have an Octane, Valkyrie, Pathfinder, Horizon, etc.? You have to be careful when taking that high ground. And that's also a good point in general for any main, is to pay attention to the characters that the enemy is using. So if the enemy team does have mobile characters, when you take that high ground, you have to be ready to vacate that high ground and fall back to your team if the enemy does push you on that height. Just because you take that high ground as a Loba does not mean that you're automatically safe. You also just don't want to blindly teleport to high ground. Obviously, if the enemy team has already beat you there, don't go teleport in their face. That's one that most people probably understand. What I feel like most Loba mains don't do is they don't use their bracelet horizontally. What I'm talking about is using your bracelet horizontally on low ground to open up new angles on the enemy team. You should also be utilizing short distance bracelets. You don't always need to Hail Mary or jump drive. Throw it a couple feet in front of you to get you behind cover if you're weak, or to help you get around that corner quicker if you're chasing somebody down. This leads me to my next point of knowing when to time your bracelets correctly. A good Loba main is going to be an instinctive one. Like I mentioned, I see too many players using the full distance of their bracelet and most of the time end up getting killed mid-teleport. I very rarely use the full distance of my bracelet. It takes too long. You have to be able to sense when you're about to take damage, and right before that moment, you'll want to teleport. Her bracelet is all about timing, and if you can't get that timing down, you're gonna struggle with her. This one's a little difficult because you can't really teach instincts. But if you hear people shooting at you, or you're taking a little damage, it's best to call that bracelet down immediately. Because if you sit there and let it hang too long, you're gonna die. Timing, timing, timing. Work on it, guys. The next tip I can give you is what I like to call Loba plays. Excuse my French, but if my teammates ask me why I'm pushing up so far alone by myself, I tell them simply I'm doing Loba shit. What I mean by that is pushing up by myself, but knowing that I can play off of my bracelet. So that if I take too much damage, or if I'm being rushed by the enemy, I can teleport back to my teammates and be safe. This is how you can become an aggressive Loba main, is by pushing up first and then falling back and using your bracelet if necessary. Because in all honesty, your bracelet is a great escape device. So don't be afraid to be aggressive as a Loba main. Have a tactical that can get you out of trouble. Utilize it, be aggressive, and execute. Last but not least, I'll give you guys some basic tips on Loba's bracelet that should help you further perfect her tactical. To maximize your bracelet distance, you're going to want to slide and jump into your bracelet throw all at the same time, and that'll give you the maximum velocity behind that bracelet throw. If you just stand still with no movement and throw your bracelet, it's really not going to take you that far. But if you sprint, slide, and then jump into your bracelet throw, it'll give you the most momentum and take you the furthest. Also, when aiming your bracelet, I see too many people aiming at the sky when they throw their bracelet if they're trying to go horizontal. So the bracelet just floats up in the air for hella long and then comes down and then lands right in front of the enemy and they fry you instantly. No. Keep your camera angle at about a 45 to 65 degree angle while throwing that bracelet. Pretty much right in front of you, but with a little arc tip. Lastly, be sure to throw your bracelet by some cover and to give a little movement once you teleport. I hope you guys learned something from this. Best of luck to all my Loba mains out there. Bam ba bam bam bam. Bam ba bam 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 ba bam 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 bam. Bam, ba, bam, 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 ba, ba, bam, bam, ba, bam, bam, bam. Bam, ba, bam, 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 ba, ba, bam,